iTunes or Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Android listens, whatever you want to do. Head over to wherever what did you just look up? Head over to, I feel like something's attacking you. Head over to wherever you download this episode.
It's so funny. Like, I feel like I should tell you because I it's a plant that I put in a different spot. And it literally, I've done it, I think 3 times. Holy shit, what is that? A thing that I put there, but it's like in just the corner of my periphery. And I've been startled by it 3 times. Oh, man. Good stuff. I can't believe, I'm glad that you noticed.
I'm in the middle of trying
stupid.
I'm in the middle of trying to think of other places that people would listen to this podcast. And just watching Adam get scared.
Got spooked by a plant.
He's getting scared by his own decor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Can we use an ad read as a highlight? Hey, everybody. Welcome, my sweet boy. Oh, Adam, my sweet boy. I miss him. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Just Joking, the final episode. We are live on the Shuli Network.
Clam Radio?
We were live on the Shuli Network until this very week and available everywhere after you download podcasts. You can check us out across the board. As this is the final episode, I don't know what these boys plan on doing with the video portion of the Shuli Network run we've had here. I would imagine they'll stay on demand where you can comment along and keep it all going and shit on me and shit on everything, shit on everything creatively we do here. You can follow along there. But I will be leaving the audio version of this catalog up. We've been doing the show since 2019. It is now 2023. Took some breaks, came back, made some mistakes, made more mistakes. I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank you for, if you're in the chat right now, chat along, and Joe will throw them up on screen. I'll read them. We'll have some fun together, laugh, and then call it a day. If you are listening right now to the audio version of this, available wherever you download podcasts, I want to thank you guys for following along. This is a good run. We had a fun time in this show. We had
Clam Radio.
It's never a clear one. It's never there's never a clear shot. We had some fun. We had a ton of comics, as Don and Discount Don pointed out last week. How many episodes are we at, Discount Don?
I'm not sure, buddy.
I think it's 100. Lucky number 157.
That would have been my second guess.
When how many Metallica concerts have you been to?
Metallica? I believe 36 now.
36. That's the sweet spot for you.
Seems like a low number, but yeah, 36.
Sure. Well, you know, it's 36 because each concert lasts a year. And Don is only 36 years old. That's why.
That's right. Yeah, let's say that age.
The audio version of this show will be available. I got to keep it up. It's a good time. Go back to wherever you download podcasts and check out the catalog. We've had an incredible amount of comics. We've been through so much, which I'm going to bring you guys through in a little bit. We've had a very fun time this episode and every episode previously to this, as you saw in that failed ad read between myself and Adam Hineker. It's brought to you by Silk City Hot Sauce. We want to thank Silk City Hot Sauce for being a part of the Just Joking podcast. We have our very own Silk City Hot Sauce, Just Joking, very serious buffalo sauce on the silkcityhotsauce.com website. That's going to stay up. You can check that out. at silkcityhotsauce.com. Use promo code Just Joking while he still accepts it. And get 15% off your order and get an extra bottle of hot sauce and get some stickers and put those stickers on that coffin, baby. Lower me into the ground forever. Kevin Farley couldn't hear you. Lower me to the ground forever and show people that you were a Silk City Hot Sauce supporter. My name obviously is Kevin Dabrowski. I'm your host. Joined as always by our production team over at the Shuli Network. Fantastic production team. Come on in, boys. We got Joe and Andy here.
Who, me?
There you are. There you are, you beautiful son of a bitch who keeps getting in trouble.
I am just the talk of the internet. Don't you wish you had this kind of heat?
Honestly, no. If I had your kind of heat, I would have walked out of the show hours ago.
Kevin's running as fast as he can in the other direction.
I don't know if you can tell how fast I'm talking. I can't wait for this show to be over. I got some fucking gardening to do, baby.
Well, good news for you. We do have Howie Mandel coming up with the boys at 3, so we do have to keep this one tight.
Oh, perfect. All right. Do we have a Joe explains it all segment? Do you need to clarify the air before we get out of here?
I think we did everything on the BS show today behind the paywall, but yeah, if anybody wants to throw out some big super chats, I'll respond to whatever questions they want.
Fair enough. Let's do it, baby. Let's bring in our final guest. Now, this guy.
He dropped off real quick before you get too deep into your intro. Yeah, okay, he was there, and then he wasn't there.
All right, let me text him right now.
I think your monologue ran him off. For once, it wasn't me that ran off a guest.
Yeah. So, little backstory on this guy. I was on the road with him for quite some time, and he's very silly. He's got a direct line right to my fucking funny bone, this guy. And him and I were doing some shows together, and all we would do is just go to a cigar lounge and just riff off of each other, just try to make each other laugh. He was very, very, I mean, one of the silliest guys in the fucking world. And the reason we had developed the show, he asked me to do a podcast with him. He had his own going on, and we couldn't figure out a way to make it work. So instead, we were at a cigar lounge one day, and we saw a headline about something about like a plumber like molesting someone that snuck into a house or something. And we started riffing on the idea of how this guy got in and what he did and doing characters and whatever. We were making each other laugh. And I go, this should be the podcast. This is what it should be. And so we went to develop this idea of him and I just going over the news every week and just riffing on it and being stupid. His schedule picked up, and we couldn't get aligned as to when we were going to do it with his podcast and everything else he had going on. So I decided I would just do it every week, once a week with different guests, with different comics. And here we are right now. Is he back on?
Yeah, who's this person you're talking about?
Now I'm going to bring in the actual... That should have been the first guest, should have been the co-host of Just Joking with Kevin and Kevin. Let's bring him in. You know him from F is for Family, Paranormal Movie, and MTV Together. The great Kevin Farley is on the show. Look at you.
Yeah, gosh. I wasn't working. And can you hear me now?
I got you.
Okay, good. Yeah, I wasn't working earlier. Yeah, I got it going. All right.
Nice $10. Smart move, Kevin. F Shooling Network. Have a great weekend. What a great way to start the show, buddy. How you doing, man? It's great to see you.
Pal, how you been?
Oh, you know, kids, a house, a family. You're a married man now.
Yeah. So you're married too, right? You're doing the family thing.
I am. I'm married. Yes, I'm married. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter now. You are the father, by the way, just in case you were wondering.
You found that out.
Yeah.
What was that thing that just popped up there? I don't know what that was.
It looks like Anne Frank, to be honest.
That looks terrifying. It is Anne. What are these? That's crazy.
I have no idea what this is.
I don't know.
That's Bob Levy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So let's do a quick catch up here. I've got kids. How long have you been married now?
Oh, 2 years.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we got married 2021. Yeah,
Are you still? Are you in Florida? Still living down there?
yeah. Still living down there. Yeah, I like Florida.
Boom.
Like a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, Florida. Look, I've got some Florida stories lined up, but I was just filling in these guys on the fact that you and I, this podcast actually started with you and I wanting to just riff with each other and fuck around, and then we had sex in the bathroom, and my wife got pregnant, and you left town.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. Are you still in New York?
I'm actually in North Jersey. I'm like an hour north of New York City. I'm in the
Right.
woods on a mountain next to a lake.
You are gay.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's a lot like Of Mice and Men. I'm actually George and Lenny in my own story.
That's quite a change for you. You know, you're more domesticated, more. Now you have a real family and everything else. Do you still do road comedy at all, or?
Every now and I'm just starting to get back out on the road. The pandemic was tough, man. It wiped out a lot of rooms, wiped out a
Glam
lot
radio.
of major headlining weekends. So I've been in New York since the pandemic, and actually this year I started getting more road dates and heading out. So it's been fun to get back out there. What about you? You're in Texas right now, right?
I'm in El Paso at the comic strip down here. You ever been down here?
I have not been to El Paso.
Yeah, El Paso, down in the West Texas town of El Paso. Great club down here called the Comic Strip, and it's awesome. It's like the perfect. I'm gonna chapstick.
Are you flirting with me?
I have to put my lipstick on for you, Kev. No, it's a perfect comedy club, like low ceilings, dark, just perfect comedy club. I love it. And I love performing kinds of, the kind of clubs where it's done right. There's not huge bright lights or tall ceilings or anything like that. It's a very good club.
Sure. Not a lot of people, just you, a microphone, no one else in the room. That's really the best way to do stand up.
It is, and dark, yeah. That's good.
Nice. Well, I thought I'd start off the final show by catching you up on some memories that you missed by not doing the podcast with me. All right,
yeah.
so
How have you been? You've been doing podcasts for a long time.
Yeah, we started
yeah.
2019. We started 2019. I believe you were the 4th episode in, and then during the pandemic, we moved to weekly online, and we did it right up until this last December, and then Shuli from the Stern Show decided to start a podcast network on his YouTube page featuring a variety of different shows, doing it live, so an audience can interact. And then the show has still been available. I think we hit our stride right when we quit in December.
Yeah.
And then we decided to come back because Shuli was like, why don't you do it on the show? And Kevin, can you please explain who this man is? Because I don't know what F is for family. This is the great Kevin Farley. I thought I said the name. And if I didn't, then that's why we're ending the show. So I did it up until December, and I thought it'd be a good idea to bring it back for live. And let me tell you something, nailing down comics for one specific hour a week is one of the most difficult things I've ever thought of doing. Kevin, I've missed your whole career. Don't think I've missed much. Fair enough, Luke Chandler.
Fans are nice to you.
This is the fun of doing it live. Is you get immediate feedback on whether people like your show or not. Kev, I've equated when we came back to doing it live, which is also all sorts of scheduling issues, nailing comics down to one time. There's zero flexibility. It's a chaotic environment for a podcast like this based on other comic schedules. It's basically like when Foreman
on other comic schedules. Oh, God.
Yeah. So not only availability, but if they remember, if something goes wrong, the whole show is off whack, then you got to get it back. It's a real fucking nightmare to keep doing.
Yeah.
But I've
Oh,
this is the last show. Yeah. I've equated this to basically when Foreman comes out of retirement, except he loses. It's,
on the last show you're doing?
you are. I brought you back because you're the idea for the show. So I figured we should do one.
And so that's funny. So this will end. Where will it air or whatever? And then what do you do after this?
This will air. This is airing live now, and then the audio is available wherever you download podcasts. It's in the whole catalog. We've done 157 episodes, and then I leave, and then I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna keep doing stand up, obviously, but I need a break from podcasts. It's
Slam Radio.
Yeah, there it is. It's drunks that I've that I've aligned myself with. It's a volatile market. I just want to break from booking a podcast, and I'll figure out a better project suited for me in the future. But listen, here's some of the things that you've missed, just so you know. Bobby Kelly was on the show, and he called this show, quote, a career killer. It was during the George Floyd riots that the whole week, all it was about George Floyd. It was two bald white men dissecting the most sensitive racial issue in this country in decades.
Yeah.
I then further walked Cypher Sounds through the insurrection almost live as it was happening. He had no clue what was going on, so that was a sensitive topic to cover.
Yeah.
Mark Norman wrote his North Korea joke actually on this podcast, which was a fun thing. We got to hang our hat on that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Brad Williams was actually in the news the week that he was on the show. So that was a fun one. We got almost like a correspondence opinion.
Listen, you guys are top-notch guys you've had on the show, you know.
Buddy, look, I like to think December 2018 to maybe September 2019. We really hit a stride there.
Yeah.
Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane both on the show. We did a live version at the New York Comedy Festival where we quickly realized you cannot do a show based on sensitive news stories in front of an audience that doesn't know whether they can laugh at cancer jokes.
Oh, no. Dombrowski, you've done some real bad. I mean, wow. You're like real tough situations here, man.
Oh yeah. We had
you're like a masochist. Like what are you doing?
What are you doing? Doug Stanhope became obsessed with the story about a guy that opened up a lounge in Texas called Lounge 911, where
God,
it was supposed to be a tribute bar. But in reality, it was just people drinking around pictures of 9/11.
Does that bar really exist?
It does.
Oh.
So him and I did like 20 minutes on it. And it was all jokes of like tried like the melting steel Moscow Mule and all this all this shit. And then he went down a rabbit hole of researching it and then emailed me about his research after the show of like wanting to go to this bar.
Wow. Yeah.
When we started, there was no pandemic. Actually, episode 8, we started the pandemic.
Wow. Well, everybody went online during the pandemic, So
absolutely.
That's when everybody grew their podcast. I wish I would have done a podcast during that. I didn't do it. I didn't do anything.
Could have come back on ours. Look, Zoom wasn't a thing. We had to teach Bobby Collins how to FaceTime and record that and put it on the internet, which was a disaster.
He didn't know how to do it.
I had to FaceTime him from Adam's iPhone and then we had to figure out how to record it and put it out on the internet. So that was a fun one.
That's good.
And then speed round here. Will Noonan was still doing Opie videos. Lisa Lampanelli was still doing podcasts. Joe Matarese had a podcast. Are You Garbage was just starting out. Artie Lang was still doing stand-up. Dave Landau was still on the Anthony Cumia show. Shuley could not do the podcast because he was on Stern. Jackie could do the podcast because he wasn't on Stern. And when we started out, Gino Bisconti was still likable.
Clam Radio?
What a Kev.
Say again?
It's been a heck of a journey for you.
It's been what a journey we've been on. Let's do some stories here to kick off the final episode of the show. This is Just Joking, no interviews, no arguments, just jokes. Speaking of married men, have you heard that Jeff Bezos just proposed to his girlfriend?
Well, I thought they were already married. No,
he got a divorce.
Right, I knew that.
Yes, and his ex-wife became the richest woman in the world.
Right.
And then he started dating someone else, which you should do as a billionaire.
Yeah.
And, right. And then after 5 years, he proposed. I have single guy friends that have no money that are like, why would he do that again?
Oh, why? When you're Jeff Bezos, I'm not sure there's anything you can't really do. I mean, you sit there and say, oh, she's gonna get all your money. No, she won't. I mean, that guy has all the money in the world, like literally all the money in the world. So
do you think now this is just a flex on how much money he has? Is that he's just going to keep marrying and divorcing women and he'll still have money after all of that?
Yeah, I think you could probably marry and divorce a couple different times. I mean, guys, that kind of money, I don't know what it is. I think it's like 170 billion or something like that. Some kind of weird number like that. I mean, that's like a country. That's crazy.
His bank account nickname is just country.
Country, yeah. Sovereign country. It's insane, I mean, that kind of money, Amazon and those weirdly rich people like Gates and Bezos and Elon Musk, they live in another world. Like they live in a completely different world than I do. Like, I wouldn't even know how to talk to those kinds of people because it's like, hey, gosh, my rental car's got a flat tire. I can't even. They're like, what? Oh, I mean, I had a rental and I had to leave that, Like, what are you going to talk to?
He goes, what's a rental car?
Yeah, what's a rental car? Oh, I own a rental. Yeah. No, I don't know. Rental car agency.
When I get a flat tire, I just create a new brand of car.
Yeah, right. They usually just make me a car. Oh, okay. Well, I got to get going,
I can't get a flat tire because I have a jetpack that flies me everywhere.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they live in another world. It's like I wouldn't even know how to approach a guy like that. He can marry whoever he wants. I mean, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
I agree.
But I don't understand. Well, like, I don't understand why you would want to even be that wealthy. Like, all I would need is like 3 million. I'd like about that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 2, maybe 1. I don't know. But I would why the hell do you need $176 billion?
I think for the same reason
Nobody needs that.
The same reason that you need 2 or 3.
I suppose. I don't know.
I mean, look,
but I mean,
if you're asking me if I want $2 billion or if I want $100 billion, I'm probably going to take the $100 billion.
Yeah, you'll always do that. But like, let's say there's the fanciest club that you want to be a member of, and it costs an enormous amount of money. The guy with like 20 million could be at the same club as the guy with 176 million. So you're same table, like, oh yeah, that guy over at that table, oh, he's only got 20 million. Well, he's still in the club,
This sounds to me like what you would say to a bank when you're trying to get a $20,000 loan.
Yeah.
When you're like, you go, look, I don't need $100,000. I just need 20. If I have $20,000, I could still get into the same club. All I'm asking you for is the low end that you can give me.
Yeah.
Jimmy I in the chat says, Kevin, are you familiar with Florida's greatest comedian, Chad Zumock, appearing this weekend at Side Splitters Wesley Chapel? I am familiar with Chad, and I hope that's a good show at Side Splitters. Nice, $10.
I like.
What lake is 1 hour from NYC and NJ? Do you really know what state you're in? LOL. Just laughing with you. It is. I'm not going to give the exact lake because I'm in a lake community and it'll give almost my exact address. I'm up in the lake area. I'm about 25 minutes from upstate New York. Jake Hudson just gave me $9.02 to probably stop doing the podcast. Let's go to some Florida stories. There was a Florida man, Jordan Rivera, whose arm was ripped off by a 10-foot alligator. Seeing as you are also one of Florida's greatest comics, he just admitted that he was peeing in a pond because the bar line was too long.
Oh, and then the alligator bit his arm off?
Mm-hmm.
So he had to go to the bathroom really bad, and the line was too long. So he went into the lake, and then the alligator bit his arm off. What a bummer. What if he was, really, how bad if he was really like almost blacked out drunk, how scary you'd be that, yeah, you're blacked out drunk, and you just lost your arm to an alligator.
Right. Imagine trying to remember that the next day, and you're like, did I get into a fight with an alligator? That's got to be a rock bottom moment, right?
Imagine waking up in the hospital going, wow, I was wasted last night. And then look at your arm and going, oh, my God.
He goes, I wonder what time it is. And he goes to look at his left arm and it's just not there.
Wow, that crazy party last night. Oh, God. My arm.
Also, what does that say about that guy's penis? That was the closest thing to the pond, but his arm was the one that got taken.
Well, the alligator probably didn't see his penis. But yeah, he probably went right for the thing that looked like a penis, maybe his arm. Maybe his arm.
Sure. He said that's his arm that got taken off.
Who's that?
That's
Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's what I love about this podcast is not only are we doing what the show was created to do, but I'm catching you up on 3 years of missing this show. So every other second you go, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, what is that shit? So things pop up and like, what the hell is that?
There's a lot of golfers that get attacked on golf courses in Florida. Here's one interesting golf story that I saw. Brooks Koepka, who is having a great comeback. You're a big golfer, aren't you, Kev?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so he's having a great comeback trail here. Recently they showed him all coked out at a hockey game. His eyes were about the size of your hotel room, and his mouth was going a mile a minute, and the camera stayed on him like it was like a kiss cam, but a cocaine cam.
Yeah. No way. He's doing coke. I guess you don't get tested in the PGA, do you? Right? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, look at John Daly. Nothing about him says you need to be in top physical shape.
Yeah, they don't tell you to pee in a cup in the PGA.
No, they don't tell you to pee in a cup there. What they tell you to do is go pee in the pond behind the clubhouse so an alligator can rip your fucking arm off. Joe, did we lose him?
It looks like it. Yes, sir. I'll riff with you, though. What's up, buddy?
Let's do it, pal.
Yeah.
So
I got his arm chopped off by an alligator. Is that what I heard?
you're like Paul Schaefer to my Letterman.
Well, one of us is bald.
That's fair. So I'm hearing so what I'm hearing is the guy got his arm chopped off in other news. This is hilarious. This is the next story. Brooks Koepka was asked what he would do. Is he coming back? We got a wheel. Pull up that Brooks Koepka story.
Give me 1 second here. That last one you were talking about, you didn't send me, did you?
No.
Where's this one? And which one did you just ask for?
The pardon my take on Twitter. Should be the next one after the Florida man.
I got it. Yep.
Now, do you think Farley's got bad Wi-Fi, or do you think he was like, fuck, I'm not going to do this show for the second time?
I think he's done with you. I think he's just like, why am I even bothering? It's this guy's last. No, I think he's in a hotel room, it looked like. And you know all too well how that can be.
I do. We started this run in a hotel room, and honestly, I'm going to end my run in a hotel room. Bring up that quote at the bottom. Can you zoom in on that a little bit? This is so funny to me. Brooks Koepka was asked, how he would punish guys that slow play him on the golf course. And he said, and I quote, I would start stroking guys.
I bet he wishes he'd phrase that differently.
I'm not sure. Look, when you're on coke, allegedly, when you look like you're on cocaine, I think I could legally say that. I think all bets are off. And you start talking about stroking guys, you start talking, hey, there he is. Hey, buddy.
And now we can't hear him.
Kev, are you on mute?
Welcome to Just Joking.
I feel like he's not talking on purpose.
Now he's just messing with us.
I can hear a background.
Bro.
He's gone. If you guys are listening to the audio version of this, please head over to the visual version on the Shuli Network to watch Kevin Farley try to use some sort of technology. I would start stroking guys. I think it's just the bottom of the barrel in terms of what you say when you look like you're on cocaine or some sort of drug binge.
Isn't stroking guys the name of your last special?
It is actually. It's ending. I finish stroking guys is what it is. I don't start. I finish stroking guys. This guy fluffs. I get the job done.
Strong finisher.
I am a strong finisher. Actually, pull up that next story. This is speaking of strong finishes. This is so fucking this? The hotel guest.
Yep.
This one is so fucking creepy, but also hilarious. Yeah. Hotel guest wakes up with his toes in the horny hotel manager's mouth. Here's what I love about this headline right away. There he is.
Keep your feet out of the hotel manager's mouth, Mr. Farley.
Kev, can you hear me?
I'm here. Are you still there?
Were you hoping we weren't?
Hello.
Kev, can you hear?
Yeah.
No, he can't hear. Oh, there he is.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Well, look, man, it's like you dropped out of the first 300 episodes. It only makes sense.
I don't have good info. I don't know. I'm in El Paso. I guess they don't have good internet here. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you have a Mexican running on a hamster wheel right now for your electricity?
I don't know. God.
Look at this headline right here. So, hotel guest wakes up with his toes in the horny hotel manager's mouth.
Wow.
First off, let me just explain. It is exactly what it sounds like. A guy woke up in his hotel and the maitre d' had the guy's toes in his mouth. Uh, and then he wakes up and he goes, "What are you doing?" And the guy goes, "What are you doing?" And then
What are you doing?
he goes, "I was just my mouth. I was just sitting here. You're the one that laid down."
Why was he gay? Was he a gay guy or?
You know, when
We,
it comes to feet, are you ever really gay?
I know. What is gay? I don't know anymore. I don't know. No, another guy though sucking on his toe.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, yeah, that would be traumatic.
What's the
My,
weirdest thing that's happened to you in a hotel room
oh,
besides this podcast?
well, yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely this podcast. I don't know. I've had a lot of things on the road. Back in my college days, we used to have like, when I was young, we used to fill up the bathtub with like a bunch of brews, and that was like a cool thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You had like a whole bathtub full of beer, and then the people would come into your hotel room and grab a beer and party, and that was fun. That's a good thing for hotel rooms. Now, you know, on the road, there's a lot of families on the road, and I want to go down to the pool, and jump in, but I see like 10 kids in there, and I know they're pooping and pissing all over that pool. So I don't use the pools anymore. But yeah, no, I don't know. The hotels are kind of, I try not to be too wild because, you're always going to get the cops called on you. So, and also after my shows now, I just go to sleep. I don't really party. There's not a lot of excitement going on with me.
That was my favorite part about being on the road with you is we'd like go get food or like go smoke a cigar, and then after the show it'd be like, "What do you want to do?" And you'd be like, "I don't know, what do you want to do?" And then it'd be like, "Let's just go to sleep."
You reach an age, where it's like, I've done all the partying I'm ever going to do, and I don't really like talking to a lot of people, so I just go to bed.
I think the weirdest thing that ever happened to me in a hotel room is I woke up with the guy's foot in my mouth.
Can I guess his name?
Yes, go for it.
Oh Lord.
Does it rhyme with Mino Gisconti?
It wasn't his foot, but yes.
Makes perfect sense.
Did you guys hear about Ron DeSantis kicked off his official 2024 presidential campaign?
Did I?
Joe, are you a DeSantis guy?
Uh-oh.
You lean conservative, Joe. Are
I
you
think
a DeSantis
I lost you
guy?
again.
I love this episode.
Me too. Actually, I have a funny, well,
What?
not haha funny, but I have a Ron DeSantis story.
Go for it.
So I didn't like Ron DeSantis for a long time because I had a personal interaction with him at a political event once. And I was talking to a buddy of mine who was at that same event recently about how I don't like Ron DeSantis because of something he said at that event. And the guy was like, yeah, that was Connie Mack. It wasn't. So I've been hating Ron DeSantis for years over something Connie Mack said.
That's hilarious. Oh, I love that. Joe, you could be a stand-up comic.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Just for the fact that you think you'd be talking to someone else when it's an entirely different person. Like, what a comic thing to do.
That is.
Right? That's like someone goes, "Hey, what's up, man?" And you go, "Hey, how are you?" And you think you know him from a completely different place. And then he's like, "No, I'm your brother, remember?" And you're like, "Oh, yes. Okay, now I get it."
Yeah.
Did you Kev, how are you I mean, you don't really give a shit about politics. Are you a DeSantis guy?
Oh, I try not to, these days I don't want any beer bottles thrown at my head. People think I'm conservative, I think because there's stuff on the web that's where I'm conservative, but I try to play. I do a lot of jokes about both parties, there's enough comedy to go around. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with that. I think what's the funniest part of this is that Donald Trump posted a retort to Ron DeSantis announcing he was running for president. Joe, it's the very next video if you want to play that. This is on Truth Social. You know how Ron DeSantis announced his candidacy on Twitter Spaces, which is this is the time that we're living in, Kev, is that you can announce on Twitter, not even just a formal thing, but you could be interviewed by Elon Musk and announce that you're running for president online.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I mean, times are changing.
Here's Donald Trump's retort to that. Joe, I got no sound coming through.
Joe.
Oh, really? Oh, hold on. Hold on a tick. Vamp for a second.
No, okay. Elon's trying to make Twitter more like a lot of different things you could use it for, not just I guess texting, he's trying to do more videos. He's trying to, like, Tucker Carlson's going to have his whole show on there.
Is he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he's going to do a show on Twitter, right?
I can't think of a more negative place to do a show than Twitter, and I do a show on YouTube.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Ron DeSantis Twitter space.
Hello? Is my microphone working correctly?
George, can you just wait while we...
Hello? Can you hear me?
We can all hear you, George. Can you just hold on for a second?
Hilfa, I don't think they can hear me.
I can hear you fine, George. Just speak to the
I don't think George knows how to use Twitter.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Can I please make my big announcement now? Everyone just...
Hello?
Just shut up, George.
Can somebody just mute George?
Dick, could you try not to cough on the...
Okay, so how are we going to take out Trump, you guys?
Guys from the FBI, this is not a private call. This is a public Twitter space. Everyone can listen in.
God damn it.
Pause it for 1 second, Joe. So if you guys are listening to the audio version right now, Donald Trump posted a mock Twitter space meeting with Elon Musk, Ron DeSantis, George Soros, Dick Cheney, Adolf Hitler, the devil, the FBI, and then who's in that top right corner, Joe?
Klaus something. I don't recognize him. The chat will know. Someone in the chat knows.
Sure. Keep going.
Oh, Bob.
Anyway, guys, we invited everyone to this Twitter space so Governor Ron DeSantis could...
Everyone just shut the hell up so I can make my announcement, okay?
You go, girl.
Wait, the devil is gay?
So what? Everyone in this call is gay. I happen to know every single one of you has a secret gay lover hidden in your closet.
Guys, can we please just calm down?
So anyway, guys, I just wanted to announce that I'm...
Okay, I can hear the governor very well.
Shut up,
Would you please shut up already? I'm running for fucking president, okay?
Yeah, we kind of already knew about it.
Know, Governor.
Congratulations, Governor.
Well, that concludes our Twitter space for today. Thank you to all of our...
Hold your horses, Elon. The real president is going to say a few words. The devil, I'm going to kick your ass very soon. Hitler, you're already dead. Dick Cheney, sounds like you'll be joining Hitler very soon. Klaus Schwab and George Soros, I'm putting both your asses in jail. And Ron DeSanctimonious can kiss my big, beautiful 2024 presidential ass. Trump 2024, baby. Let's go.
This is the times that we're living in.
That's wild.
That
real? Did Trump really do that?
Trump really posted that.
Man, I'm telling you, he's outrageous.
Dude, regardless of how you feel about him politically, you have to admit he's fucking hilarious.
He's hilarious. It's the funniest president we've ever had. I mean, come on.
He's got to be the funniest president. I mean, he literally he insults people like he's on a playground, and he combines two things.
Yeah. I mean, Lincoln was pretty funny, but Trump.
Who do you think was our funniest president?
Who is? Yeah, Trump.
How was Lincoln funny?
I'm just saying, I think Lincoln was funny with his hat. I think that was the hat was a joke.
The hat was a joke? I didn't know that.
But everybody took it seriously, and he said he was known to say to his chief of staff, like, I think everybody doesn't get the joke about the hat. And then the chief of staff said, no, Mr. President, that everybody thinks that's what you like. He's like, this is a joke hat. Like, no. They all think it's what you want. So he was a funny president, but nobody knew that he was telling a joke. Like that hat. That's a funny hat. So he's got to get some credit for that.
Hey,
Sure. Yeah.
We do have a hard out in 4 minutes.
All right.
All right, you got it. What else do we got here? Let's finish up the I'm stuck on this story. I don't know if it's real or fake, but I love it either way.
Oh, it's got to be fake, but it's funny.
All right. Well, there you go. There's a
the Trump thing. You're wondering if that was real or fake?
Yeah.
Say again.
Did you just say you're wondering if the Trump thing's real or fake? Like the Twitter Spaces call? That's definitely fake.
No. I was wondering if what Kevin Farley was saying was real or fake, but I don't want to know the answer.
Oh.
I want to live in that moment. I want that to be his contribution to this show.
Yeah.
Listen, buddy, we got a hard out here because such is that when you are doing a live show. I want to thank you for being on, bud. So great catching up with you. Let's catch up in person when either I'm in Florida or you're in New York next. Let's grab a cigar and actually talk about maybe doing a show together one day.
I'd love it, Kevin. It's good to see you again, man.
You too, pal.
See you, bud.
All right, bud. Now, Joe, I want to thank you guys for being a part of the show. It does seem like an abrupt
Glam Radio.
Honestly, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. Listen, I want to thank everyone for following along in the show. I want to thank the Shuli Network. Thanks to Shuli for having us on and bringing us back for a little bit of a run after we took that break. It was fun. I want to thank you guys for hanging along in the chat. That was a good time, regardless of whether you liked the show, joked along, had questions for comics. I think we saw an interesting extension of the show that we wouldn't have seen otherwise. So I do want to thank Shuli for being a part of that. Adam Hineker, our original producer, to my sweet Adam, thanks for being on. And I would like to end this show exactly how we started, by insulting Gino Bisconti. Joe, if you would play us out of the Just Joking series. No interviews, no arguments, just jokes. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the final segment.
I can go on fucking Gino Visconti's podcast if I want to waste my time. What? Listen. Come on, man.
Hey,
oh, you're implying I can sink lower?
Visconti. I can't stand that motherfucker.
Really?
I just... Hitler's brick oven pizza. I'm always like, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
You know, I'm staying with Gino, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's first of all, he's a mess. He drinks his weight every afternoon before 2.
Jesus.
He watches Law & Order like SVU 24 hours a day. Like I wake up to a 9-year-old sodomy ring on TNT.
Gino Bisconti's been on. I don't know if you know who Gino is.
He did a live Instagram thing with Aaron Berg, and they compared cigars for a solid 7 to 8 people watching. It was the least interesting thing I've done at home.
I actually met you through Gino Bisconti. We were all out drinking one night, which, go figure.
Yeah, Gino drinking? Come on.
I didn't want to be the dick in this podcast. I wanted Gino to be the racist piece of shit. And then everybody would be like, man, Carlos is such a centrist.
10 years of being friends with Gino has finally paid off, as I can't believe you trusted him enough to come on this podcast.
The only reason why I said yes is because I felt like he would call me again.
The way I met Gino Bisconti, I had no idea who he was. Still don't.
As opposed to my friend Gino Bisconti, who everyone is just fearful to be around.
That's different. Annoying is different.
Gino's trash. He is trash, and he's always trash. That guy's got a problemo.
He's trash. His parents trash. Someday he's going to have kids. They're going to be trash. It's going to be all
can't have kids. Dude, he's like 62, I think.
Michael Nelson has moved to New York and has fallen in love with every aspect of New York, with the one exception of this Gino Visconti guy.